Good evening. My name is Adam Gillespie. I'm with the Music Association. This is Allison Williams. And we would like to recognize quickly those that have helped with concessions throughout the year, no matter where that concessions might be. But especially for all of you that have helped, thank you. Doing sign-ups and trying to get people to help out is quite the challenge. Shouldn't be, but it is. I would like to say that next fall, we're going to continue to use, it's called Sign Up Genius, and you just get on there and you can sign up, you can see who you're working with, so you can kind of juggle some things around that way. So we're going to utilize that for the football, and that should streamline that a little bit better. It also sends out notifications if something gets canceled, so you don't have to guess, it just automatically sends it out. And it also sends you a nice reminder. And if you set it up on your own account, it'll send you a text to remind you as well. But you have to set up that option. We'd like to recognize those that kind of help run concessions for the year. So if the following could come up, we'd really appreciate it. Allison Hensley, Sonia Foulin, Troy Sanspies, Carol Webster, and Mary Raines. You guys could come up. I know Troy Sam was taking tickets, so. We just wanted, I'll fill this time real quick. We just wanted to say thank you because they helped organize and run concessions for a particular area. And it's such a huge help to know that things are covered, you're gonna have food that you can buy, and you know, we all like food, especially those hot dogs, those are my favorite. So, here comes Troy Sam. So we just had a small token of our appreciation to give to each of them, and we wanted to present that and recognize them in front of all of you. So if we could give them a round of applause for this. A couple more I want to recognize. If John Rex could come up here, please. So come on up, John. John Rex, I think, is probably, oh, he's walking back into his popper. I think he makes a great popcorn. So I think we need to give him a huge round of applause. He was at every event, including tonight. So thank you. Here it comes. It's kind of like a wedding. We need the wedding march. Where's the piano? I'll get on and play. And he has no one that he needs to be here for, which makes it even better yet. So, and I told him I have this exact shirt at home. I should have worn it for Pickling Twins.
You have somebody that I need to be here for. It's all these kids. Right there you go.
Now the other one I want to recognize also, and she can't be here tonight because she's not feeling very well, is Carrie Spencer. I think she deserves a huge round of applause because she keeps our concession stand going, and she's even gone the route of grilling everything. So, and she instituted the buffalo dip, which I hear is really good. I've not tried it. Next, we'd like to present an award. We've come up with an award where we wanted to recognize the kids that help out the most with the concessions throughout the year. And this year's recipient is Jack Williams. Come on up, Jack. We've had a lot of help from students this year, but Jack's been there a lot, so thank you. Okay, thank you very much, and enjoy the concert. Also, if you want to come to our booster meetings, second Monday of every month in the band room, and we've even moved on up to the conference room in the high school, so.
Okay, now I'll talk. Hey everybody, thanks for coming out tonight. This is our spring showcase, the high school concert, where we present both the high school concert band and the brass after intermission. This is stuff that we've been working on for the past, let's see now, 4.5 months or so. Ever since the Christmas concert happened in December, we had break, came back and started on these pieces, so I'm excited to share it with you all today. Right there, we just did some tuning and a little warm-up chorale, but now we're getting into our pieces. And I'll say a little bit of a thing for each one. First one doesn't really need an introduction. This is The Victors, which, if you didn't know what the title was, that's the fight song here for Allen East. This is the concert version of it, and it actually includes a little bit of a bridge section that we don't usually hear, but it's in this one. So here's The Victors. Okay, good. On to Imperial March. Now, when I first handed out this piece in January, I had some bright faces on some of the kids. I'm like, oh, Imperial March from Star Wars. We're playing Imperial March, guys. We're playing some Star Wars. Then we played it, and they're like, oh, this is not the same not the same Imperial March. So, anyway, that did get in my head a little bit of the Star Wars fever that we had, and that is going to be one of our next pieces, the highlights from Star Wars. But right here, this is Imperial March by Carl King, arranged by James Swearingen, totally unrelated. Okay, here we go. now, on to the actual Star Wars music. This is a little arrangement. It says highlights from the Star Wars saga. That is true in its title. It goes through several different pieces from the Star Wars series by John Williams that are pretty iconic. So here's highlights from the Star Wars saga. And one little note, today is Cinco de Mayo, but that's May the 5th. We are one day off from me being able to make the joke, May the 4th be with you for this piece. So, thanks Isaiah for pointing that out. But anyway, happy Cinco de Mayo, here's some Star Wars. Okay, get ready for the abstract one. This one here is called Hymn for Band by Brent Heisinger. And this, I believe, and I think you guys might agree, this might have been the most challenging thing that we have faced this year, but I still made them do it because it's good for them. But this piece here is very challenging, but it's what I have told the kids before, that it's a slow piece, right? Which you are about to hear, but slow does not mean easy. In my opinion, it actually is much harder to play a slow piece correctly or with good musicality. But I think they've done a wonderful job on this piece so far. It's definitely pressed the bounds for us, but they've done a great job with it. I can't wait to present it to you. Here's Hymn for Band. Yeah, that's happened a time or two to me too. Yeah, that piece has a nice old, what we call caesura in there. That's a big space of nothingness. This next piece, I believe, also has one, so be on the lookout. But I do think it'll be pretty obvious for what the last part of this next piece is. That being said, this next piece, An American Portrait, is probably going to be the longest one of our set that we have here tonight. I'd say it's about, don't quote me on it, but 6 minutes long in duration. It goes through a lot of fast and lyrical sections, back to fast, back to slow, back to soft, back to forte, which means loud. It's a very exciting piece, and I'd say this is probably our favorite piece out of the set, right? For most of them. For most of them. Don't look at their faces. Look at me. Yeah. We all love it. Okay. So this is An American Portrait. I think this has been a great piece. And to be honest, and I've let them know this before, when we first started working on concert band music, so straight out of the Christmas stuff and that stuff, I threw this one at them first, and I was like, I don't know how they're going to do on this. I'm kind of feeling the waters here, and they really have taken it and run with it. They surprised me and gone so far with it. So here is An American Portrait. After this, we will not go to intermission just yet. We're going to have our senior recognition and some awards. So we'll take about 20 minutes or so to do all that, and then we'll have a 15-minute intermission. Okay? Here's An American Portrait. going to recognize all of our seniors that will be leaving us this spring and going off to various different things in their life. If all the seniors' families that are going to come up and present them, come on up at this time. We'll present our recognitions. Okay? Okay, as they're coming up here, I'm going to go through each senior's name, what they play in brass and in concert band. Then I'm going to go through how many years they've been in both. Then I'll read off what they plan to do, or at least what they have written here for me to say that they're going to do after they graduate. So here we go. Going from this side of the room down, we're kind of in semi-alphabetical order. I know there's a lot of people here right now. If we want to keep stretching it around, if you guys want to go around the wall, that's okay, so you can have some more room to stand if you want. Okay. We're going to start on this side. Our first senior up here, and if each one of you want to raise this, well, I guess you're all dressed up anyway, so you'll know who it is. Our first senior up here is Samantha Barton, and she's being presented, accompanied by Mandy and James Barton. She's been in concert band for 8 years on the clarinet, and brass for 5 years on trumpet. And after she graduates, she plans to attend OSU Lima in the fall. Okay. Just going to leave it on. Okay. Our next senior up here is a Silk. She has the flags for brass. It is Willow Benjamin. Willow, can you raise your hand? That's Willow right there. She's being presented by, is it Tracy Merriman? Okay, good. And she's been in concert band and brass only 2 years. And she'll be leaving us to move to Cincinnati to develop a career in art. Willow Benjamin. Our next senior, Christian Burden, presented by Christopher and Heather Burden. He's been in concert band 8 years and brass 4 years on the trumpet, and he plans to major in biology after he graduates. Christian Burden, everybody. Our next senior, Tevin Klum. Tevin is a sousaphone / tuba, whichever one you want to call it. We can argue about that for days. But he wrote his name as Tevin Michael James Klum. Okay. 2 middle names? Really? Oh, okay, cool. And he's being presented by Bruce and Amber Klum. He's been in brass and concert band for 4 years. And he plans to attend the University of Northwestern Ohio to study the Integrated Media Department to get a degree in media design. Our next senior is Kennedy Frauenfelter, presented by Carol Frauenfelter and Sean Rumer. She's been in concert band 8 years, 5 years in brass on the trumpet, and she plans to do advertising and graphic design after she graduates. Kennedy, everybody. Our next senior, Maddie Friesner, presented by Tim and Stacy Friesner. She's been in concert band for 7 years, 4 years in brass. She plays trumpet, but she was also one of our field commanders this year on the field. And she plans to, after she graduates, attend Ohio University, go Bobcats, for nursing. That's where I went to. Our next senior, Clay Gilman, presented by his grandparents Marlene and Dave. He's been in concert band 7 years, 4 years in brass playing trumpet, and he plans to attend UNOH next year. Okay, what's this big clump of people? Okay. Our next senior, Olivia Golden. This is Olivia Golden. She's presented by Jody Dotson and Alan Golden. She's been in concert band for 8 years, 4 years in brass. Sorry, I got out of that for you. Okay. Plays the trumpet, and she plans to attend Ohio State Beauty Academy after she graduates. Olivia Golden. Maya Gossard is next. Maya is accompanied by John Gossard and Kirsten. There's like 5 in the group, so I'm doing right. Kristen Gossard, she's been in concert band, again, I'll get out of the picture, for 8 years and 4 years in the brass, plays trumpet, and 5 years in the brass, and she plans to go to Rhodes State College and Marion Tech College to be a medical laboratory technician. Wow. Hannah Hager is next. Presented by Candy and Matthew Hager. She's been in concert band 7 years, 4 years in the brass, plays trumpet, and is going to Indiana University of Pennsylvania for culinary arts, baking and pastry, and culinary dietetics. Okay, he really did not want me to say his name today, but I'm going to do it anyway. Matt Hunneman. Matt Hunneman is presented by Darla Hall. He's been in concert band for 7 years, 5 years in the brass, plays trumpet, and his plans after graduation are to see where life takes him. Okay, James Hunt is next, presented by Rebecca Brown and Jack Hunt. He's been in concert band for 8 years, 5 years in the brass, and he plans to major in music education, going to be a band director at ONU next year. Congratulations, Jack. Next up, we've got Harrison David Kill, son of Gary and Tammy Kill. Been in concert band for 8 years, 5 years in the brass. He played trombone originally, but this year he comes to me and he goes, "Hey, Mr. Denman, I don't want to play trombone anymore." And I go, "Uh-oh, what are you going to do?" And he's like, "I want to be a percussionist, if we don't have enough of those already." And I'm like, "Okay, man, you show me how good you are at snare, and I'll let you be a snare drummer." Comes in, he's all practiced up, and he like blows it away. I'm like, "Okay, well, we can't not have you as a snare." So he was a snare this year. Congratulations, David. Oh, and I didn't read what you were going to do. Or did I? No, I didn't. I have a short-term memory loss problem, sorry guys. He said he's going to attend UNOH and obtain a degree in robotics. Harrison. Okay, written on here as Dylan Delicious Collinger. Dylan is being presented by Craig and Deb Collinger. He's been in concert band for 8 years and brass for 5 years. He plays the clarinet in concert band and trumpet and brass, and he intends to attend Ball State University for athletic training. Chirp, chirp. All right, next up we have Alicia Lawrence. I didn't know her name for like half the year, but now I do. Alicia, I got the picture again. Presented by Brian and Michelle Lawrence. She's been in concert band for 8 years and brass for 4 years. She plays alto sax in concert band and trombone and brass. And she also is going to major in music education for vocal, attending Heidelberg University. Alicia Lawrence. Benjamin Leese, presented by Lyle. And Lisa Leese has been in concert band for 8 years, the brass for 4 years, plays trombone, and he plans to attend ONU for a degree in chemistry. Benjamin Leese. Ryan LaSure being presented by Matt and Angie Cox, has been in the brass and for concert band for 4 years. He's a percussionist in the concert band and plays quads in the brass, and he plans to work with his parents after he graduates. Jade Meyer is our next senior, presented by Joel and Jamie Meyer. Blind too, okay. Jade Meyer, she has been in concert band for 8 years, brass for 4 years, plays the trumpet, and she plans to attend OSU Lima to study special education. Kirsten Prater is our next senior, presented by Scott and Tracy Stout. She's been in concert band for 8 years, playing the flute, and 5 years playing F-horn, which is the mellophone, or F-horn, whichever one you want to call it. And she plans to attend Kent State University to major in family and life course sociology. Kirsten Prater. Okay, next up we have the twins. Cassidy is here in the yellow, Cassidy Renault and Casey Renault, both being presented by Kurt and Kim Renault. They've both been in concert band for 8 years, brass for 5 years. Cassidy is an alto saxophone player and a baritone player in the brass, and she plans to attend ONU to study psychology and criminal justice. Cassidy. And Casey is also going to ONU, and she's going to major in pharmacy with minors in Spanish and chemistry. All right, next up, we have John Rumor, presented by Leanne and Shane Rumor. Been in concert band for 8 years on the baritone saxophone and 5 years on the sousaphone. And when he graduates, he's going into the workforce and or going to join the Coast Guard. John Rumor. Next up, we have, Corey Spees. Corey Spees, presented by Dave and Troy Spees. Been in concert band for 8 years, the brass 4 years, plays trombone in both, and he plans to go to Ohio State National Guard after he graduates. Congratulations. Next up we have Madison Staley, presented by Amy and Randy Staley. Been in concert band for 8 years, 5 years in the brass on trumpet, and she plans to attend University of Findlay in the pre-veterinary program, and then attend veterinary school for a doctoral degree. Next up, we have Peggy Spiger, presented by Sue and Joe Spiger. She's been in concert band for 7 years, 5 years in brass on the trumpet, and she plans to attend Rhodes State College and study in the medical field. Peggy. Next up, 3 more guys. We're almost there. Kendra Webster, presented by Carol and Ken Webster. She's been in concert band for 8 years. 5 years in the brass. She plays percussion in concert band, and she's been a cymbal and a snare player in the brass. And she plans to attend Indiana Wesleyan University for nursing. Kendra Webster. Next up, we have Austin Wingfield, presented by Ryan and Stacy Wingfield. Been in concert band for 8 years, 4 years in brass, plays percussion in concert band, and bass drum in brass. And he plans to attend Ohio Northern University in the fall. And last but not least, Paul Uhas, presented by Robert and Felicity Uhas. He's been in concert band for 8 years, 5 years in the brass, plays trombone in both, and he plans to attend Rhodes State and then transfer to Ohio State to attain a bachelor's degree in business management. Paul, everybody. Let's have one big last round of applause for all of our seniors. Thank you, everybody. presenting our 3 awards for the evening. I'll go ahead and get those ready. Before we move on for the awards, I would like to embarrass 2 more people. Could I get Shelby Ruth and Kaylee Stover to come on up here? As they're walking up, everybody look at them so that we can embarrass them to the fullest. These 2 lovely ladies have been our flags, our silk instructors for the past year. How long have you been doing it, actually? Because I've only been here for 7 years. And 3rd year. Okay, give a round of applause for Shelby and Vicky, everybody. They've done an amazing job with these girls, and we're doing the second year. I'd also like to recognize a couple people who couldn't make it out to tonight. My assistant director for this year was our choir director at the school, Miss Kirsten Lindhurst, and she couldn't be here tonight, but I want to thank her as well for being a great support system for me. So if we could give her a round of applause, even though she's not here. I'd also like to thank who also couldn't make it. He's judging tonight. Mr. Overhaus was the interim director, and he's been my kind of mentor director as well here during the past year. So he's been a great help to me, bridging over some gaps, and he's actually been stopping in throughout the year to help me out with a couple of days when I just really need it. So also for Mr. Jim Overhaus. Okay, now for the awards. Here we go. I typed it all out so I wouldn't forget everything I wanted to say. Okay, it is time to present our 3 High Achievement Musician Awards. These awards go to 3 separate senior band members who have shown heightened amounts of musicianship, volunteering, leadership, and an attitude, both in and out of rehearsal. Selecting these 3 people was very hard for me because there are certainly more than 3 people that deserve these 3 awards. But however, I did have to pick 3 because there are 3. And these 3 individuals have really stood out to me the most. When your name is called, please come join me by the podium to receive your award. For each award that is going to be presented, they will each receive a small plaque that's theirs to keep, but also the one I'm going to give them up here today. It's a plaque that's going to go in the band room. And luckily, they're actually going to be the first names on this, and it has, I think, up to 20 years or something like that for each person to get one in the upcoming years. So the people I call for tonight, their name will be the first one on there, and every year we have this, name will be added. So here we go. The first one is called the Leonard Bernstein Musicianship Award, and the description of it reads as follows. This award is named after the great Leonard Bernstein. In his long career, Bernstein made an incredible mark on the musical world as a conductor, composer, and teacher. This award honors students whose musical contributions, dedication, and creativity set them apart as deserving of the highest recognition for their achievements. This year, the Leonard Bernstein Award goes to Alicia Lawrence. Alicia is a very talented saxophonist and trombonist, and she was also in our musical Footloose this year. She participates in show choir as well, and like I said before during the recognition, she plans to major in vocal music education and will be attending Heidelberg in the fall. Congratulations. Our next award is the Director's Award for Band. The description reads as follows. The Director's Award for Band honors an outstanding musician in the concert band setting. The recipient of this award must show a great appreciation for concert band and host outstanding capabilities on their instrument. This year, the Director's Award for Band goes to Tevin Klump. Tevin was also in the musical this year. All of these were I lost my spot. Oh, member of the Alanis bands as well as choirs, was part of the musical this year. He's a wonderful tuba player, and even though he fell on a sousaphone this year, resulting in a tortilla-shaped bell, he is more than deserving of this award. Tevin Klump. And our last award tonight is actually a nationally renowned music award. It's called the John Philip Sousa Band Award. And it recognizes superior musicianship and outstanding dedication to music. It was created with the approval of the daughters of the famous bandmaster, John Philip Sousa, in 1955. So this has been going on for quite a while. It has been the pinnacle of achievement in a high school band setting and is awarded to perhaps the top musician. This year, the John Philip Sousa Award goes to Kirsten Prater. Kirsten's an F1 player in the brass, wonderful flautist. She is a member of show choir and was one of the leads in the musical this year. Kirsten has a wonderful appreciation for music and has shown plenty of work outside of the classroom to deserve this award. Kirsten Prater, Tevin Klump, and Alicia Lawrence, everybody. Thank you. Okay, and at this time we'll have about a 15-minute intermission, okay? Thank you, we'll be right back.
premiered by the Ohio University Marching 110 in 1968. It ain't been good. Now here's the 2016 summer hit by Justin Timberlake, Can't Stop the Feeling. Now where would we be without some Fallout Boy? We're featuring our baton twirler, Native Moore, to this rock band hit, Irresistible. tusk. Show them how we do it, girls. The brass has been working up a little preview for next year's marching season. In April of next year, the brass will be traveling to Memphis and Nashville and will be performing in front of Elvis's Graceland Mansion. In honor of the King of Rock, here's Jailhouse Rock, Can't Help Falling in Love, and Blue Suede Shoes. Blackhawk would be proud. Now, on to our classic Mustang brass hits. Here's one of our favorites from this year, featuring our drumline and senior tubas. It's Evil Ways. Some songs that have withstood the test of time and will stick with the brass for years to come. Tequila. and they'll certainly never drop a beat. With the Go-Go's, we got the beat. Another hit straight out of the 60s. Here's a favorite of the brass, Run Around Sue. And now, celebrating their 50th year, trumpet Trombones, front and center.